I'm going there Wednesday again.
No, that's a brain doctor.
Same thing.
You gotta go to the demon poo doctor.
I'm not going to a demon poo doctor. I'm not going to any demon poo anything.
Wild Til 9! You ready?
Yep, let's go home. Hey, welcome back to Wild Til 9.
Happy T-Pain Day in Wisconsin. My guy.
Just Wisconsin.
Just Wisconsin.
Any particular reason just Wisconsin?
Not entirely sure. Honestly, if I was T-Pain, I'd be kind of pissed. He deserves a full.
Well, actually,
like,
I know why
full
Wisconsin. Because he
international
rhymed
day.
Wisconsin with what was it?
Oh, Diggy.
Wow.
Not me.
You okay?
Oh, I'm great. He rhymed mansion with Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mansion
That's what it
with
was.
Wisconsin.
I'm gonna put you in a mansion. Wisconsin.
Okay.
Anyway,
Listen, I see how you could get there.
I think T-Pain's one of the most talented individuals alive.
I love seeing T-Pain actually sing.
Okay.
He was on Masked Singer not that long ago, wasn't he? And everyone was like, oh my God, T-Pain can sing. Because I feel like our generation knows him for having like the freaking, the voice wobbler thing on it.
Auto-tune.
Auto-tune?
Yeah.
But like, it's like so violently auto-tune. It's not like JoJo Siwa auto-tune.
Yeah, but he made he was the first one. It's called Antares. It's like the company that makes
Oh, okay.
that makes auto-tune.
Uh-huh.
But he made it like a sound of it. Because like how like Cher Believe. Do you believe? It's like robotic and shit. Like that was kind of like the first pop song that had auto-tune. T-Pain like made his whole sound auto-tune.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that so when you hear his actual voice and you're like, oh, this guy can actually sing.
And he can rap.
Yeah.
No swearing, sorry. He can freaking rap.
He can rap.
No, he can freaking rap.
Are we not past the like?
We're not even
the-
close.
the-
It's been 16 seconds.
I think we did clear it. I think we're
No,
good.
the kids are still in the
It's
car.
like the first
Mom hasn't
60
dropped them off at
seconds.
school
No,
yet.
it's fine. Sometimes, I feel, like especially the last vlog, for some reason, I had a lot of new moms sending me photos of like their babies watching the vlog, and I'm
Oh.
like, okay, I think this is still okay though, where they're young enough to not know what's happening.
You know what's funny? I just had this thought at Keith's and Becky's baby's first birthday party.
Yes.
You can still swear it when they're 1.
Yeah.
You shouldn't,
But
but
you can.
can. And you really shouldn't because you don't have a very good situational filter.
That is so incredibly not true.
You swear when it is
I went on the T-Boy podcast and only swore one time.
Okay. Flex that you've been on the T-Boy podcast.
And it was supposed to be 0 and only had one little slip up.
Yeah, but it's almost like just test the waters.
No, it was like I can't remember exactly what it was. It almost like came out as a phrase. It wasn't like, oh, fuck this or like fucking, like instead of like or like a filler word.
Like get
it was
fucked?
part of a, no, see, like there's other options you have there.
Fuck your mother. Go fuck yourself.
Jeremy's really on one right now. Like past the 9 p.m., I'm on my way down. Like I should be on the couch reading. The new episode of The Boys just came out and we should be watching that, but
What?
we're not. But we're not.
This is all the time we have for today. See you guys.
We gotta go.
Bye. Wild
See you next
Til. That's amazing. That we're
I know, I'm so
that's,
excited.
That's great.
My mom actually texted, so we're headed to Canada this Friday to go visit my family. And she was
well,
like,
actually, it's our family now.
it's our family.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's our family.
So we're gonna go
That
visit
is so nice.
our family.
Go visit our family
I'm so excited.
in Canada.
I'm like, I think almost like
That's so nice.
like.
No, you're
really
excited for the keg. I know what you're excited for. And it's the keg.
No, this is like this is our first trip back home together.
Yeah, I know.
It's exciting.
As who been
Obviously, I
and
love the keg
laugh.
too, but
I'm so excited for the keg.
yeah.
Twice baked potato been on my mind. That and
Yeah.
the Billy Miner pie.
I just like Canada is a relaxing thing for us.
It's like a nice wind down. We're gonna bring our pickleball paddles to Canada because we are addicts.
I don't leave my pickleball paddle.
And like I have pickleball sneakers now that I have to bring specifically, which feels incredibly nerdy.
As I was opening my bag yesterday around new pickleball people,
Yeah.
and they saw that I had paddles and paddles with covers,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I feel like maybe I'm less prepared than I thought. And I looked at them and I said, you are. But that's okay.
Also, when Jeremy gets a hobby, he really embraces the hobby.
ADHD. Welcome.
My mom was like, new episode of The Boys just came out. We should watch it together when you guys come back.
Absolutely not.
And I was like, Mom, do you think Dad will be comfortable with that? Do you think that Dad will not
Wait, they
want
watch
to?
The Boys?
Yes.
That's nuts. Your parents watch The Boys.
Yeah, well, my dad loves like that kind of violence, I feel like. Superhero violence. He's in on that.
But
I was like, okay, the first episode of last year's, like the most recent season, like a guy shrinks down, goes inside to the penis explodes because the man in the penis explodes everywhere. Like that happens in the first 90 seconds of the first episode of the last season.
And it's not like back in the day
Spoiler
when
alert.
CGI sucks. In fact, it's very good.
Too good.
If I ever wondered what
It's
it would
too
look
good.
like for a man's penis to explode.
Yeah, so anyways, I was like, no, love you. Will not be watching that with my father. But see you Friday.
Yeah, I don't also want to watch that with your father.
Nobody wants to watch that with my dad.
They don't know we've had.
Well, we would have had to consummate the marriage. So at some point, I'm sure they would have pieced together that 1 + 1 does equal consummate.
3. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, do we? Okay. But I've still yet to receive the birds and bees. Want to point that out?
I think that you should let that go.
Okay.
I think you should let that go.
And why is it birds and bees?
Not entirely.
Because they pollinate?
Birds don't pollinate.
But like they would carry pollen on their feathers?
Still, no.
I feel like this is like the 3 brain cells rubbing together between the two of us, and I don't like the look. Let's go on.
Gonna be honest, and I don't want to be grouped in with that because I didn't say that
I will
birds
say-
pollinate.
It says for bees, I was curious. I had to Google this one. Bees carrying pollen to flowers
Get
is
fucked.
similar to fertilization, and female birds laying eggs is similar to ovulation.
Oh.
Okay.
So wait, so I'm the bee and you're the bird?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't love the bee thing. Can
I
I get a new animal?
bumblebees are adorable.
I don't want to be a stinger for, well, I guess that, yeah. Okay. It
Yeah,
tracks.
that does.
I'm thinking about
track,
it now.
Yeah. I want to thank everyone. A few episodes ago, I know that we will have had some guests in between the Jeremy in the ER in the hospital episode and this episode now. But I wanted to still show gratitude to everyone who has offered some diagnoses for Jeremy's ailments.
I have
And
been away.
I would love to go through them.
I've been away from YouTube all day working on stuff. So
Oh, I have been writing them down.
Are there any fan favorites so far? And by fan favorites, I
yes.
mean you.
Yes, absolutely.
You are the fan.
One, you're just a giant jaundice baby.
Jaundice?
Yeah. You were yellow. So there's that.
I was yellow.
You were a giant
Yeah.
6'4" jaundice baby.
I was a little jaundicey.
I'm so glad that we were able to share those photos, and I'm so glad I took those photos because in how much everyone else enjoyed those photos.
When I tell you that, there was a moment when I looked up and I saw you just like fucking snapping pics. And I was so out of it at the time, I didn't even say anything.
Oh, you had no idea. You had
But-
no idea what was going on.
But there was part of me that was like, you would. You fucking would.
Because it wasn't funny at the time, but I was like, he's gonna
No.
think this is so funny tomorrow,
I'm-
even tonight.
I'm thrilled you captured the moment.
Also for the memes.
No, I think it's great.
For the memes. Like you on the ground laying in a mini squishmallow dog bed is so hysterical, considering that you're okay
Right.
for now.
I mean, but even if I wasn't, it'd still be funny.
It's still, yeah. Anyway, so let's go through some of these diagnoses.
Wait, I'm okay? You've decided?
No, you're
Oh,
not okay.
got it.
Actually, what I've decided is that I'm like reworked up and getting you back to the doctor ASAP because
I can't go to the doctor every other day.
yeah, but the whole like turning yellow thing, that's like gotta be liver related, everyone thinks.
Okay.
We think as the Tilly community that it's liver related and are concerned.
Okay.
Okay, so the number one response that makes the most sense, honestly.
What are you looking at right now? Can I join?
Well, I'm about to share with the class.
Okay.
Okay, so and I'm probably gonna butcher the pronunciation here. Is the vagal response?
Sorry, the what?
The vagal nerve?
Can we show whatever she's saying? Can we-
VAGAL nerve response. So it's a series of unpleasant symptoms that occur when the vagus nerve is stimulated. Often this response is triggered by certain things like stress, pain, fear. Symptoms include dizziness, nausea, ringing ears, and sweating. In some cases, it can make you pass out. Basically, you had a poo that triggered your vagus nerve, and then you passed out.
So that's what would have happened there? Yeah. Okay. What else do we have?
I think
By the way, how long have I had a vagus nerve?
I think we all have one. So what triggers a vasovagal response? Probably like can we get a
I think it's vasovagal.
vasovagal? Okay. What is?
Can I get is there a better name for this? This one doesn't.
Nope. This is what we got.
You know how like you don't like passwords that you generate don't feel right, which we should talk about sometime. This doesn't feel right to me.
This feels so incredibly right.
I wish that there was like a name to it.
Vagal. Is it vagal?
We're gonna refer to this as Jeremy Lewis syndrome. Well, I've got
Whoa,
great.
that's right down the middle.
I've got great hips.
Holy shit. Yeah, teeny tiny waist.
Yeah, I mean, my waist
Wow,
is
that is
snatched.
an hourglass figure, babe.
I mean, my ass is
Congratulations.
fat, obviously. Yes, and look at my thigh gap too. I always wanted one of those.
Wow. Okay. So if you've ever become sweaty and felt like you're about to pass out while pooping or gotten dizzy at the sight of blood, you've experienced a vasovagal response. Vasovagal. The vagus nerve is the largest nerve in the body. It runs from the brainstem to the chest and the abdomen and is tasked with regulating critical body functions such as heart rate, blood pressure, breathing, and digestion. When triggered, the VV reflex causes a sudden drop in heart rate, blood pressure, blah, 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 may even faint.
Didn't faint, I don't think, a lot.
Wow, babe, this really does sound exactly like what happened. Turning pale. So it's not exactly yellow, but you did change color.
The yellow thing makes me uncomfortable.
I know.
We could do pale.
So the reflex is not necessarily abnormal, and the nerve pathways involved are most likely present in everyone, but some scientists believe this response developed as humans evolved and began to stand upright. The difference now is that some people are more susceptible to involuntary triggering of the reflex.
Okay.
So what can trigger the vasovagal reflex? Becoming overheated, coughing, dehydration, emotional stress, demon poops, pain, seeing blood, skipping meals, standing for too long, standing up too quickly. Why you feel when you poop treatment. Oh my God.
If you bring up how I feel whilst pooping one more time in this podcast,
Okay, fine.
you're going to do it alone.
We're moving on to the next one. Okay, the next one someone suggested was junctional rhythm.
Oh, I got okay.
Junctional
Okay.
rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds better.
Junctional
That sounds way worse.
Yeah, so, what do you mean junctional rhythm?
It sounds like a heart thing.
Yeah, it is. So it's a
least I've
type
got
of
rhythm.
a type of arrhythmia, a irregular heartbeat.
Mm.
Your heart's natural pacemaker, known as your SA node, isn't working as it should. I don't think this is right.
That one doesn't.
Yeah,
sure.
this one isn't right. Because I feel like you weren't having a heart incident.
In fact, they were concerned that my heart wasn't doing more.
Okay, next one we've got diverticulosis. Diverticulosis.
That sounds like the combination of 4 different things I don't want. Like
Anything that
tuberculosis.
ends in, culosis sounds scary.
Divergent.
Diverticulosis.
What was that? What was the show that started that guy from Australia that everybody loves? Divergent.
A condition in which small bulging pouches develop in the digestive tract.
Don't love that. Listen, I don't want that one.
Okay, caused by low fiber diet, a diet high in red meat. Yikes. Lack of physical
boy.
activity, immune problems, or connective tissue problems in the colon.
No, that's not me.
So what does it feel like? A sharp cramp-like pain on the left side of your lower abdomen.
Well, okay.
Were you the left side or the right side?
It's left.
So it sounds like you got a little
Well,
bit
actually,
of,
no. It was like bottom left and top right, like here.
So you failed to mention the top right portion to any of the medics until right now.
And also, maybe my memory sucks.
Okay. Next on the list, we've got acute colitis.
I've heard of that one.
I've heard of that one as well,
I
too.
got that colitis.
Acute colitis.
It's cute though.
It is cute.
Not obtuse.
Caused by a temporary infection, food intolerance, or radiation exposure. Typically goes away by itself.
Radiation
Most
exposure.
Yeah. Oh my God. What is the cause?
Well, babe, you are a star.
Oh, this one. Okay, so inflammation to improper immune system response, poor diet, processed foods, increased stress. Woof.
Are any of these from being?
No. And then last on the list, we've got low potassium.
My banana intake is out of this world. Wait, what fruit has more like potassium than bananas that everyone just sleeps on? There's one.
I don't know.
Well, there's that.
I feel like bananas were always the potassium.
No, I know, but I think that's big
Thing for
banana
me.
talking. It's big banana.
Sweet potato.
Oh.
A beet.
I'm not doing beet.
Oh,
Dwight
I
Schrute.
do love a beet.
You're kidding. You enjoy beets?
Yeah, I do.
That
actually
is
really
so
like-
out of character for you. I cannot
That's
believe
crazy.
that.
Really? Yeah, beets are delicious, guys. I took a sip of the empty jar
I
of
won't-
pickle juice.
I won't be kissing
today,
you for
and Jeremy almost passed out just
month.
watching me do it today.
I can't even fathom doing that. I would rather drink my own piss, and I'm not kidding.
That's crazy.
I'd rather drink your piss.
Okay, potassium. Avocados, apples, oranges, and bananas. Spinach, kale, silver beet, tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, eggplant,
Wait.
pumpkin.
Silver beet?
Silver beet. One word.
Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay.
I just assumed beet was short form.
I feel like I am so ignorant to the fact that I know nothing about 90% of food. Like silver beet.
Yeah.
If you had told me 2 minutes ago, hey, bet you $1 million you can't tell me whether or not a silver beet is real, I would not have $1 million.
Right. It sounds like a silverback gorilla or some shit. I feel like my produce knowledge is actually higher than average just because of working in a grocery store for so long. Like the amount of produce.
Yep. I think it's interesting because where did you find the majority of your boyfriends?
The produce department.
T.
What do you guys think a silver beet is? Because my mind has just been blown after Googling it.
It's not the regular beet.
It's like a dragon fruit?
It is not a beet at all. It is a literal, like, Swiss chard.
Oh,
This is a
what?
silver beet.
That's a beet? There's what?
Do you have a picture over a quarter of an inch?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. I mean,
Like how the stock photography for silver beet's not great.
it's freaking Swiss chard.
It's basically like kale.
Oh, interesting.
I don't really know what kale looks to be honest.
Huh.
I avoid it.
Anyways, I just couldn't believe that.
I think, okay, so
Silver
what I
beets.
should be doing is eating more red meat, ignoring how much
No,
sugar
what you're gonna be
intake.
doing is going all the way back to the fucking doctor is where you're going.
I'm going there Wednesday again.
No, that's a brain doctor.
Same thing.
You gotta go to the demon poo doctor.
I'm not going to a demon poo doctor. I'm not going to any demon poo anything.
We can't just let you be a jaundice baby and just move on.
Can't you just take out a better insurance policy and like on me and call it a day?
Get life insurance then.
You okay? But
Set me up, babe.
no, you set you up. Whatever.
No, but isn't life insurance like you set it up for that if you die?
Why would I pay into something that I have no reason to benefit from? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Because you love me and I'm your family. That's how it works. Babe.
We should work on that. You know what? I will get you a basically like a digital version of me. And the moment I die, it knows to like, I'm up. And no matter where the tech is at the time, that's where it stops progressing. So like if it happened today,
Yeah.
that AI is not all that good.
Right.
So,
right,
and you're
right,
stuck
right.
with
'Cause we're
that.
only like chat GPT
That's
4.
fun.
Yeah.
Chat.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that idea.
What? The-
Anything else? What's any other?
like digital you over here?
Yeah.
What if he was like better than me?
Yeah, but is he only like? I just feel like it's gonna just like it just take all the sarcasm.
Remember Neopets?
Of course, I remember Neopets.
Well, it's
What do
that,
you
but you don't
mean?
have a choice. Okay, so like I'm just there.
And but my Neopet I like had to keep alive, and then we could like go to the soup kitchen.
Oh,
and
I'd
collect
be very needy.
paintbrushes.
I'd be very needy.
I know.
Yeah.
That's when I'm just like, hang on, this doesn't feel like a good deal for me.
And like I would just like live in your devices.
Yeah,
Like, oh, hey.
and just like
Pop out of the screen. Oh, hello.
And just like, one of the worst things that Jeremy does is that when I'm like in the middle of something, he'll just take my phone and update it. And so then it's out of commission for like fucking 30
Literally
minutes.
every other boyfriend and husband and fiance in the world is out here looking through text messages. I'm over here like, we got to update this firmware.
He literally is trying to sneak on my phone to update my
not
firmware because
kidding.
I never update mine.
I get notifications that are like, she's like 3 security updates behind. We have to patch this. She is a massive liability. No worries, I got it. I try and sneak it in when you're about to like do like when you have 30 minutes of not needing your phone.
Like
I'm
a
okay,
nap.
Quick firmware update. Update these apps.
I know. And then I'm like, oh, my phone is out of commission.
Patch the
for
endpoint
so
protection,
long.
and she's good. And then here you go.
Good night.
I do my best to stay out of your way.
With the update, the
Yeah.
software update.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to just be a jealous, snooping boyfriend going through text messages aimlessly?
No, I just don't want to. I just don't want my phone to commission for 30 minutes all
True.
the time.
I mean, to be fair, the software updates are slow as fuck.
They're slow as hell.
Yeah. Oh, we're back to slow as heck.
So is God darn.
Speaking of interesting things.
God darn heck.
Next. Gosh darn heck.
Gosh darn heck.
Is that your southern?
That was my southern. That's as best as
You should meet someone from the South. Yeah.
We don't actually really have any friends in LA that are
I
like.
thought you were going to tell me I had no friends from the South.
No. But like, we don't have any friends in LA that are from the South that still have a sick Southern accent. Because I'm not really like, I'm not exposed. When we're around someone who has like a fun accent, I love to like say it back just because like, just to like see how it feels in my mouth.
Right.
You know
And
what I
they,
mean?
by the way,
Like,
they love that too.
I'm sure.
Whoever it is.
But like one of our Australian friends, like whenever he says something, like I feel the need to say it because
Oh!
I've never said something like that before.
But also just like, I feel like he's lost half of it too.
Totally.
So like if he were to go to Australia, he would also be made fun of.
Yeah.
He tells me he is.
But yeah, I feel like we don't have a Southern accent friend.
We'll pick one up. Well, we do. They just don't live here. Well, like
No, but that's
Jordan
what I'm
was
saying
here.
is that we're not around someone who has like a deep Southern accent.
Did you hear Jordan Lindsay's accent when he was here for the wedding? He's from Paducah, Kentucky. How do you not?
He doesn't have a thick Southern accent.
What? Jordan Lindsay?
Are we talking about the same person?
I'm about to call him right now and be like, Jordan, just talk to me. He's like, well,
I feel like he says that like jokingly, but normally he talks like he sounds like us.
He has a southern accent. It's Kentucky. It's not like crazy Kentucky, but it's a little Kentucky. Yeah.
Maybe like a little bit.
I feel like I also hear a little bit of southern accent and,
Sure.
and like I feel like I can place it where same thing with Canadian. You're like, oh, I heard it a little bit there.
Yeah.
Like when your parents are here, you hear them when they speak.
Oh my God. Yeah. One of my
Yeah.
my like middle school friends, when she was visiting in town
Yeah.
for the wedding, I was like, what her boyfriend said something on, and I was like, God damn, that was Canadian.
Yeah. It's cute though.
I love it.
The Canadian accent, I
The
think, is
Canadian
charming.
accent is so endearing.
It's endearing. Yeah.
I love
'Cause
it.
It's not like a
It's
dialect.
It's so cute. Also, I feel like people are like, oh, Canada. And immediately everyone's like, oh, are you super nice? Say sorry.
And you're like, what a terrible
Yeah, like
reputation. to
the
precede you.
reputation could be so much worse, I feel like.
Yeah.
So Jeremy has some new friends.
That's
My
it.
Sigu.
That's awful. Terrible.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Jeremy has new friends?
Yeah, Jeremy has new friends.
No, my hot take on this whole
You
thing.
were a Hermie for so many years.
No, I realized not but this week.
Also, I want to be so clear that was hermit. I feel like that was the start of a few other choice words as well too, and I just want to
Well, I did have a hermit crab named Hermie.
specify. That's right. You did have a hermit crab named Hermie.
I've always been very creative, very original, very out of the box ideas. I had a cat named Sissy. I had a hermit crab named Hermie. That's the end of that story.
That's okay. Great.
No, it dawned on me I don't know, earlier this week, 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
that like, I don't think that men have a hard time making friends. Like if your man at home, you feel like he doesn't have a lot of friends or he doesn't have a social life, it's not that he doesn't have friends. He has no fucking hobbies. And he has no hobbies specifically that require him to meet outside the home in order to do the hobby. Because if you could just find a reason that gets you out of the house that is like, okay, I have to leave.
When the dads go golfing.
I have to leave, and I have to be there at a
Yeah.
scheduled time to meet somebody else in order to do it. Like one cannot play pickleball alone. I'm sure you could figure it out, but it would be very boring and even more pathetic and sad. Point is, I feel like men don't need to make friends. They need to make hobbies a priority that have friends built in.
I just had this conversation with another girlfriend, and she was saying how her boyfriend, anytime she meets someone who has a boyfriend who plays soccer, she's immediately trying to like suss out the situation to see if she can get her boyfriend
Matchmaking?
into this. Yeah, she's matchmaking for her boyfriend because same thing. Like, and also this guy is one of the most like charismatic, outgoing enigmas we know. And I feel like he just needs to get to the hobby because he plays soccer. He just needs other like soccer friends to like have that in, because you're totally right, to like get to the hobby.
Agreed. But that's like tough because it's like watching it, right?
No,
Oh, playing too.
playing. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, it's playing it. So it's like, he's like, how, like, when he finds a pickup league and starts meeting people that way, and then it's like, oh, do you want to grab dinner after? Or like, oh, our girlfriends would probably get along. Should we do a double date? And then the friendship evolves from there.
Totally. But like, isn't it so much easier when you're not going out to make friends? You're going out to do the thing that you already enjoy with people?
Oh yeah, totally. Also, I feel like dudes don't just like
Plan.
go for like plan to go do a hang the way that girls do with friendship.
There has to be a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I don't know why. And it's like page 3 in the handbook. You can't avoid it. And you haven't read it. But like for those of us who have been initiated, we know this. We can't really plan for no reason. We don't just get together. That would be weird. Like if I text somebody, it's like, hey buddy, like, you want to get together sometime? I'd be like, what's...
That's so nice.
Like I genuinely think, depending on who I called, I was like, hey, should we get
Yeah.
together sometime?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
would
yeah.
go, yeah, man, everything for sure. And tell whoever's on like there with you, like I'm good for it. We can meet. Like I literally would think that like I'm being abducted, or vice versa if I heard those words.
Right.
Yes.
But I think about like even like my mom's social circle is so big. Like she has friends that she'll just like go for coffee with to like catch up with. But I think about how my dad navigates in like his social life, which is much smaller than my mom.
Right.
And it's like he had baseball when he was younger. He did hockey and like still plays hockey now. And like that's like very much his social outing. And like,
That's a tough sport to like play as you get older.
yeah, I mean, listen, like they're not speed skating around like the rink or anything.
still.
Yeah, but totally. And then
As everyone saw, I'm as good of a skater as I am.
yeah, it's a giraffe. It's a giraffe on ice situation.
I wish that I had
sure.
the like the maturity and the like the level-headedness to be like, okay, you guys can all watch this video clip of me, but like you'll never see
Yeah,
it.
that would be a really fun ego humbling exercise for you, I think.
If I ever wanted to like raise $1,000 for charity, I would send that person a private link.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I think I'd rather just donate.
That regressed really quickly.
Yeah. So, okay, so there's that part of it. Like, guys just need hobbies that require them to get the fuck out of the house. Period. Hard stop. The other side of it is once you create the hobby, then like prioritizing the friendships of the people there that you actually can fit into your life, not just as an individual, but as a couple. Specifically, men making friends with other men who respect the wives, whether they're in the room or not. That's key.
So how did you come to this big conclusion? Was there something that like triggered the opposite reaction from someone in your life?
No.
Like I feel like you woke up and you're like, I have an epiphany.
No, it's, I think after hanging with married men or guys who aren't in relationships but are in the mindset of like wanting to not be a immature
Fuck boy.
college 39-year-old.
Yeah.
And I realized, oh, it's not that like I am not interested in socializing anymore. It's not like I've become an introvert. It's not like I've lost like the passion for like being with other people outside the house. It's like I don't have any interest in like reverting back to the ways that I used to have fun when I was younger. Like I want to have fun in ways that make sense today as whatever extrovert I am, without having to worry about like whether or not like the fun I'm having is diminishing any other part of the things that are like really important to me.
For Jeremy, that's playing 6 hours of straight pickleball with no sunscreen.
Yeah, especially that last
looks
part.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's your, you know, unfortunately, it is your job for the rest of time to remind me that my skin does burn,
Yeah.
despite
Yeah,
the fact that it's my skin.
You know what happened too is that we got gnarly sunburned maybe like a month ago or whatever. And then I immediately put so much sunscreen in all of our pickleball bags. And I don't know what kind of karma this bullshit is, but I had a bottle of sunscreen just dump into the bottom of my bag.
A cap off.
Just cap off, just fully spilled and emptied
But
at the bottom of the bag.
Damage was minimal.
Damage was minimal.
Anyway, back to friends. Okay, but like I've talked to you about this before. Like the whole like, well, one, I feel like any type of socialization that is coupled with alcohol or coupled with like getting a drink and like must get to drink, it's not that that's a bad thing inherently. It's just like for whatever reason, I'm like losing my taste for alcohol. And like the running joke in our house is like, oh, I can't wait to open this beer and drink 3 sips and then throw it away at the end of the night. I don't know what happens to me. I did not get so hungover that I never drink again.
Right, have like a taste aversion.
I did not have like this like high school graduation. Orange Smirnoff can never be in the same room as me again, and I still feel that way. It was just like I just started to not like the taste anymore.
It sounds like it's a pretty common situation. I know you've talked about this before, and a lot of people I feel like related to it.
Yeah, I don't know why. It started
Yeah.
with whiskey, and now it's like permeating into beer, and now really the only alcohol that I enjoy and will drink is like red wine.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, totally fine with. But like knowing that, I have no interest now in like going out and doing something social that revolves around drinking.
I know, right? Like the club life.
Because like it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm someone who just enjoys being sober and out. It's like no, I don't like enjoy being sober. I no longer enjoy drinking.
Right.
And I also can't imagine going out not enjoying drinking, but doing it because everybody else is. And it's not because like I'm a sober person. And like being 1 foot in, 1 foot out is the least interesting thing for me. It's like I would much rather go do an activity that drinking would be stupid. Like you would not go drink and then run around a pickleball court. That'd be stupid. That would be dumb.
That'd be awful.
That'd be awful.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like there's something to be said about like finding people doing something that we enjoy, but also like in having respect for what they do personally and professionally, and feeling that mutual respect back for me and you.
That's so nice.
Yes, that is so nice.
I'm so glad you've landed here. I don't know, like I just feel like you've gone through such like ebbs and flows with like how you value friendships and your time and spending your time with friends. And I feel like this is like pickleball has been a great segue for you to get back out into like the friendship hang swing of things, I feel like.
And I think on the other side of that, I agree. I really got tired of feeling like I would go hang out with friends and then I would get an immediate business pitch. And that part of me really, I think, weighed heavily on me.
Yeah, right. Where it ends up being that kind of hangout.
And like, I think anyone who works at a company or in an industry that from the like outside in looks very attractive or looks like, oh, that industry is like hot right now or I can do anything or like it is in the mix. Like, I think some people think that like things are just easier to get done than they actually are.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know it comes from a good place, but a lot of times it's like, I don't know what to do with this pitch you've just obviously put a lot of time into for me. And I really like you and your company, but I don't know how to even respond to that.
I mean, that's like, I feel like to the point where it's not even like a friendship hang. That's just like a business meeting at that point.
Which I think is like a very city, LA, New York thing.
Oh, totally,
to deal
totally.
with.
Especially like if someone's asking you to hang out for drinks or dinner on a weeknight, I feel like you've got a 50-50 chance of whether that's like a friend hang or a business hang.
And by the way, that's fine. I just like, I don't want to like prioritize a friendship hang for someone who's prioritizing his business.
Yeah.
Especially when the business doesn't even make sense like, to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And like, especially when like I'm not looking like to do business with more friends.
So overarching theme here is get your man a hobby. If you feel like your man's social circle
Get your man a hobby.
Get your man a hobby.
Cal said it best.
Cal said it best.
Cal said it best.
Oh man, he's gonna just that one is brutal.
I mean, yeah, and look at Remy now.
Look at
with,
Remy
with a
now.
hobby.
So many hobbies.
Yeah,
Remy's just overflowing with hobbies.
this is terrible. Sorry, Cal. So that's how I feel. How about you?
About what?
I mean, do you feel the same way or?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the way that women typically value friendships is just so different from how men navigate friendships.
Agreed.
And I feel like it's more specifically towards like heterosexual, like straight dudes versus straight girls. I mean, I guess that's really the only experience that I can speak to. But I feel like for me, I've always just like very much believed that your relationship is not going to give you everything. You give me everything, babe. I love you so much. You give me everything.
That's fine.
But like, if I want to go to a flea market, like you're not the person I'm going to call.
In fact, lose my number.
Yeah, exactly. If I want to go for a hike, you're not the person I'm going to ask.
I couldn't want to do that less.
Exactly. And so, but like, I know that. And like, that's okay. Like we have our hobbies that we do together and we have our date nights and we coexist in this house as partners together so
Babe,
wonderfully.
calm down. It's a family podcast.
But like I have friends that I love doing specific things with, and I feel like sometimes emotionally you want to talk to a female about something.
Yeah.
I feel like I've always held my relationship at equal priority as my friendships, and I've never lost myself really. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you sometimes
Speak to that.
What do you mean?
Speak to that.
Like I feel like everyone's had the friend at some point where they lose them to a boyfriend. Whether you like them or not, they just get so wrapped up in the relationship that you just like never see them again. You're like, man, can't wait for her to break up with that shitty dude so we get our friend back.
Yep.
Like I have been I've always made such an effort to try and be so conscious of that and never lose my female friendships that I feel like they hold so much weight in my life. And so I would never, there's like nothing worth giving that up for.
Have you ever had a guy friend, platonic, that is as close as your closest girlfriends?
No, I don't think so. Straight, no.
Regardless of what they're sexually attracted to?
Well, no, I think it like that changes things because like when you're in a relationship if you're in a relationship and then have like a super, super close straight guy friend, I feel like that can always get sometimes a little complicated. So I just want to make that.
It's not always complicated.
No, not always.
Like
not
I would
always.
I would never have a problem with the friendship that you had with a guy because he's straight.
I mean, I think it depends on like the history of it though. You know what I mean? It's just situational.
Yes, but like the reason I would have a problem.
Listen, I'm so glad that you're comfortable with this hypothetical situation.
Look, the reason I would have a problem with a friendship between you and a guy isn't because he's straight. Is because I would find something inappropriate about it. Like, it's not because like he inherently is attracted to your body parts if they were available. Yeah, like that part. Like, I don't have a hard time wrapping my head around that at all. Like to me, it would like one of you would have to be doing something inappropriate. It's not because the potential is there.
Sure.
Like, the potential is always there. Like that's silly. I don't.
Right. Well, anyway, hypothetically and in real life, know that the answer is no.
Right. Okay. And then as it pertains to women, have there ever been periods in your life where you feel like you haven't been able to be a good friend to anybody, or when like you feel like your friendships are at their all-time best?
What do you mean be a good friend? Because of my relationship or their relationship?
Because of you. Like whatever you're at in life. Like I know that I've had periods in life where I've been better or worse at being a good friend to my friends.
Oh, no, to be honest, probably not.
So you've just been super balanced since day one?
I also think that, not to like clap myself on the back,
No,
but
we get
like
it. Yep. Mhm.
I really pride
Clap
myself
myself on the back.
really pat myself on the back. not to like give myself a round of applause or pat myself on the back, but like I really have always valued my friendships so much. And I also feel like because past relationships, I've never, wait. But also here's, I think the other part is that while I've always been a good friend while in the relationship with you, I think in my past relationships, I've never felt as secure as I have with you. So like in my mind, secure.
With whom?
I'm more secure with you than I have been with any of my other relationships, right?
Okay.
So it's like I think about like I would never throw a friendship away for a relationship that I don't feel super secure in.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would hope you wouldn't, but also at the same time, that does happen.
Yeah, no, it totally does happen. But I think my logic is always like, oh, like if I get fucked over here, like these are the people that are going to catch you when you fall. Like, why would I ever jeopardize that?
True. It's true. And I think guys don't think that way by and large. I think often, I think they can one or the other. And I think also sometimes it's like the pros are always first. It's like, when is the time for your girlfriend?
Right,
Big
right.
guy. But I think you've seen some of our friends, my friends or our friends that are guys, like
Crypto Craig
disappear. And like,
I'm so happy for him. He's in love, and we love Molly. We love his girlfriend. We love his girlfriend so much. She's so wonderful, and they're perfect for each other. And I can't wait for them to get married. And they came to our wedding, and I can't wait to go to theirs eventually at some point. But Miss Crypto Craig.
I think you've seen it though, right? Like
I totally
from the guy's side.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
By the way, some guys do not accept this and are not very good with this at all. Like some guys really push back. You can tell, especially in the beginning of a relationship with somebody, and like you hear and like that, like we never hang out anymore and this and that, and like it is hard.
Yeah.
But for me, like I don't think, at least when I was younger, I knew how to balance that very well. And if I had to do over again, I would do the same thing that I did, because I also take a lot of pride in making sure that the friends that I do prioritize understand me and have enough empathy for whatever's going on in my life to know that he's busy. And when he's not busy, we'll be friends.
I think women are also more historically aware of their emotional needs, and those tend to be a little...
Emotional needs.
Emotional needs.
You use that in a sentence?
Women are more aware of their emotional needs.
No. I mean, yeah, I don't think men want to ever admit we have emotional needs.
Yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying, is that like men are just like not taught that they can be comfortable in their emotions and express their emotions and have emotions.
It's funny you bring this up, because you said like what happened, what changed, like when did you have this moment? One of like the light bulb moments I remember, I was having a conversation with a newish friend who was like speaking very openly and very honestly after I brought up something about having ADHD and trying to figure out like medication and my own shit. He immediately brought up this most like beautifully honest and candid response about how he had made a shift 4 or 5 months ago due to the fact that like he realized he was not being the person he wanted to be because he wasn't able to be like the partner for his girlfriend. And then like what that led him to, and like what that basically gave him as far as like insight and perspective into so many of the things that he had valued and prioritized over her, and how he had really wanted to reverse all that overnight and stick to it. And it like dawned on me when I was listening to this guy, not thinking what I think you think as a guy. You revert back to junior high and go, oh, what a loser. Oh, what it is. Or like, oh, I can't believe people are like, he's saying this. Like, I didn't think any of those things. I felt like, wow, this guy is talking about his girlfriend the way that I would want to be heard talking about mine.
Right. Like if someone were to be a fly on the wall and like tell me what the conversation was.
And since then, I probably had a half dozen conversations with either married men or like older or more mature guys of all ages.
Yeah.
Who I respect for whatever they do personally or professionally. And a lot of them have this like undertone of like, and the next thing I want to do is get better at doing what I do already while being an even better dad, being an even better husband. I'm like, that's cool. Like that.
Aspirational.
It's aspirational, but it's within reach. And it's
absolutely.
also something that like, I just don't think you can like put that on a shelf and come back to it. Like that you have to be like, it's an eternal pursuit. You continue to work on that because it is so easy to just dismantle the whole thing if you get wrapped up in your own shit.
I was editing a friend's dating profile today, and straight guy friend, and so he was getting my opinions on some photos and rearranging things and some prompts and stuff like this. And so one of his prompts was about how it was like, what's the biggest risk you've ever taken? And it was something about how he quit his like big flashy job in tech to like really dive in deep with therapy. And I was like, this is every girl's wet dream. I was like, you need to focus. No, but it's true. Show and I talk about this all the time. Like we
Wet dreams?
are at the age that like we don't want a man who's never been in therapy before and hasn't already dealt with their shit. We want a man who is fully cooked. Or at least medium well.
They got to be at least on the stove.
They have to be the same level of cooked that you are.
Whoa.
That's a great point. That's a great
Okay.
point. Yeah, right. You have to be on each other's levels.
If you've
of like,
cooked yourself,
yes.
then you need to make sure you find someone who at least is in the process
Guys,
of cooking.
You hear that? Fucking turn the oven on.
turn the oven on
Start
because
preheating,
you
please.
need to be fucking cooking.
I will say in 2024, therapy and like the conversation around it is not the same as it was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago or ever. And although I don't think that like traditional therapy or any type of therapy is like the same type of therapy is the right thing for everybody, I do think exploring the parts of you that you're not as fully baked on at any part in life is probably a net positive.
Get cooking.
Yeah.
Get cooking.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, especially now, like if I were to find myself back single right now at 30,
What? What do you mean?
I'm saying if you were to die and leave me with no life insurance policy,
We've talked about this, but okay.
and me and Digital Jeremy are going
Right.
on a date,
Oh, I would make sure that he would be the biggest fucking spammy nerd.
I'd have to leave my phone at home.
Phone?
I'd have to.
Oh, I'm Neuralinking you.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in there.
oh, perfect.
I'm in there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What was
What do you think I'm doing on these software updates? I'm just making sure that I'm there.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Just fucking spyware.
Like if I were to go back in the dating pool at 30 and I'm the first person to be like, hey, you've maybe got some deeper issues here that I think need addressing before you're able to be like a functional partner in
that's-
so many like core fundamental areas.
It's not your job.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not here to be your mom or your therapist. Like get cooking, get baking on those issues.
I also think that, and the thing that I think for men, in my mind anyway, the biggest reason why I think therapy is important for a lot of guys, or at least like being able to talk about things on an emotional level with someone who has a non-biased perspective, is it gives you a window into being able to have those conversations in relationships you do already have. Like, I don't think I could have talked to the guy I was talking about at such a deep level.
Right.
And like almost immediately, on a conversation that was not about a bunch of sentimental ideas, had I not like practiced that before on my own.
Right. And had those conversations like in the privacy and comfort and safe like place of therapy.
Right. And I think it's also, it's very easy to like get into the obsession of like wanting to just like live. And I have this issue, like once I'm now thinking about all the things that I like want to process, it's very easy for me to get lost in that and like really analyze that and be mean to myself because I'm thinking about it. However, I do think that there's a balance you can strike, and you cannot strike that balance until the oven's on.
So get cooking.
Turn the oven on.
Get
Turn
cooking.
it on.
That actually should be one of the prompts, or like not the prompts, but like one of the
Have you been to therapy?
Have you been in therapy? Like yes or no?
Did you pass therapy?
Yeah. Did you graduate from therapy? Therapy 101.
Yeah.
Because you need to be cooking. Unless I guess unless the partner also hasn't been in therapy, then maybe you should get
Oh,
cooked
then you guys
too.
are perfect for each other.
Yeah, and then you guys,
Yeah.
that's
Good
going to
luck.
be a
Best of luck.
And then you'll be submitting a question to the Wild Til 9 hotline for us.
And like, if you're 10 to 15 years older than us, hearing this, going, these guys have no idea what they're talking about, get it, totally. Like, you grew up a little bit like, I really do feel like we did kind of come in age, like, at a time when it wasn't so taboo. And I don't know if like the Gen X and above gang feels the same.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was in a really lucky place with my parents. Like my mom worked in healthcare.
Right.
And actually had access to free therapy as part of like her benefits plan in Canada.
And
So
my mom worked in the court system, so that's great.
that's perfect. I'm shocked though that they don't have therapy included within their benefits.
Oh, they do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, who does that? Kidding. Anyway,
So like I've been in and out of therapy since I was freaking like 17.
right. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah. By the way, I love you, but like, I don't want to have to be the person that
Fixes.
but not even fixes. That like makes you think about things.
Or even identifies.
Yeah.
Identifies, because if I was a person to like make you connect dots that are like earth-shattering realizations, like that's most likely not going to bode well.
I also just want to throw this out there that if your significant other is really turned off by the idea of you going to therapy and is getting really jealous and weird about it, that's a good signal. You should.
What
leave
do you
that.
mean?
You know, like I've heard of like some dudes literally
Jealous and
getting
weird.
mad about their girlfriend going and talking about what's going on in their life with their therapist, and like that's a problem for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have seen stories like
Yeah.
that where they're like, why are you talking about our problems
Yeah.
to someone else
It's
outside
like,
of the relationship?
It'd be one thing if you're talking to it like to an ex that
Yeah.
they obviously
Yeah.
had like a history with. It's different when, okay, our session's over. send me like pay me for my services and like I'll see you next week. And
Right, here's the HIPAA contract that you also
my
signed.
professional job is to make you better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that
Help
that
you do
tracks. That tracks.
Yes.
So get those men in therapy, get them cooking.
No, get them a hobby.
Get maybe a hobby and a little therapy.
Identify a hobby. Yeah.
Identify a hobby, identify your core root traumas, and get your butt into therapy.
And if you're wondering whether or not your man needs a hobby, if you can ask yourself, hey, what are the top like 2 or 3 things that my man just loves doing that with or without me? And if you can't really think of anything that involves him leaving the house,
Or video games are number 1 through 3.
you should. And there's nothing wrong with video games. But like, if that is the entirety of the social circle, like if I only did pickleball and I never talked to anybody else ever, oh shit.
I was gonna say, Jeremy, you literally only do pickleball.
That was a joke. Moving on.
Jeremy and I somehow got on the topic the other day about how, like, to our core, we thought that it was illegal to turn the car light on while driving at night.
It was in the 90s.
Illegal, pulled over, immediate ticket, red and blue sirens, whoop, whoop, pull over because you are going to jail because the inner car light is on.
Everyone's parents
Everyone,
must have been in the same Facebook group.
what the fuck was that?
I think that, like, genuinely, there just used to be such a connection between everyone's parents in the same weird ways. Like, was this a thing for you?
The car light?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think it was illegal, but
I didn't think it was illegal.
we weren't supposed to do it.
The thing that I couldn't wrap my head around is the fact that, like, in the passenger seat, I'm looking out the window.
Yeah.
She's here. Mom's here in the driver's seat. I'm in
Sure.
the passenger. We both look out the same window. Light is on. I can still see through the window. Light is on. She apparently cannot see through the window. And I'm like,
It did rock my world a little bit when I started driving and then like drove with the light on and I was like, oh,
yeah.
it's totally fine.
This is kind of fine. Yeah. I was like, okay, so illegal, but totally fine.
Totally fine. Like, literally, like, completely fine. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
I feel like also our generation has so many, like, because of advertising campaigns as well too, like milk is gonna give you strong bones, strong teeth, strong complexion, like so good for you.
Complexion?
Yeah, I feel like milk was just like the key to everything.
Okay.
I feel like another
That's why I have a glass of 2% with every meal.
crust gave you curly hair, carrots made your eyesight better. I feel like
Carrots?
those were like
I was on the carrots for sure.
I was on the carrots thing for sure.
I was walking around with a bag of carrots for a while.
Same.
There.
I
Yeah.
still do.
What happened?
What do you mean?
Well, my eyes are great.
I just got recessed goo.
Yeah, you got that like that boo-boo goo.
I know, so much boo-boo goo. So then I asked the Tillies.
Okay.
I just wanted to hear some of these
quick.
unhinged things based on like
this is
Yeah,
fantastic.
some of these hysterical.
I love other people's parents' quirks.
Oh my God. And like I feel like the very common theme are things that parents thought, even if they are maybe morally not totally the most sound decisions and little white lies.
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like a majority of them are like, let me try and motivate my kid to eat a little healthier.
Right.
Let me
Well, I
try
think
and
it's the
save
white
a
lie
little
program.
money.
It's the white lie
light program.
Yeah.
And I will say that some of them go a little too far. I also got some really fucked up responses about like, oh, I was told that my dad didn't cheat on my mom when in fact he did. And like a lot of that.
I mean, like my grandmother's favorite line, the moment I said, I don't like this dish, was
Yeah.
that like, oh, well, I made it especially for you.
God, that just like inflicts.
But fortunately, she had good enough humor towards the end. I would go, but I've always hated this.
Right.
And you know that. And she goes, we're used to work. I'm like, Martha, you sneaky mom.
Mom.
All right, hit me with it, Lauren.
Okay. Yeah, again, I want to prepare you. Brace yourself. Some of these
Hit
are a
me.
little fucked. Okay, this one. My mom used to tell me that the tar spots on the road were children who got ran over.
What the fuck?
Stay out of the road or else you're going to end up on a tar spot like this one over here.
I love fear-based parenting.
This is fear-based parenting.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah, the OFBP.
Yeah. Okay, my dad said a chicken has 22 hearts because in my culture we eat chicken hearts.
I mean, yeah, okay. But so is that because like they only take one? The chicken's still okay? Like
They're like, well, don't worry, he's got 22 of them.
it's like 9 lives. for the
Yeah, it's
cat.
like 9 lives, but 22.
and edible.
22
Have
hearts.
you ever had a chicken heart?
No.
How about gizzard?
No.
What's a gizzard?
Isn't it the dangly thing?
Oh, hard pass.
At the neck?
Next.
Isn't that the
The
gizzard?
dangly? Yeah, I'm out.
Okay. That I had a twin and they gave her away and regretted not getting rid of me instead.
Wait, is the whole thing a lie? Or just the last half?
I think all of it. I think the whole thing is being like, man, we had two and we should have kept the other one.
But like, at what point in time does that joke not end?
I think very late in life is when people are like putting these together to be like, holy shit, there wasn't actually a twin.
I could just see me like thinking that everyone knew it was a joke, and then at age 23, my poor child was like, Dad, it really impacted me that you did give away like my twin.
It becomes a whole therapy
like,
subject.
Oh, my bad.
Sit down.
I totally forgot
son.
the payoff on that one.
Right. Okay, this one's a little more wholesome. My mom told me that if I stood too close to the microwave, then my hair would turn green.
I mean,
I got my nose pressed up against those microwave freaking radiation waves.
I've always felt weird about it.
Yeah, but I feel like, again, our generation, I feel like we're like, oh, we're getting brain damage right now.
Yeah, no.
Are we though? Is that why?
I think we're just damaged.
I think so too. A lot of this one, if I swallowed watermelon seeds, I'll have a watermelon plant growing.
See,
out
that one,
of,
I never believed that one.
I was a little iffy about that one.
I swallowed gum, still do to this day.
That one's crazy.
I'll swallow
to
your
me.
gum.
That one is that did happen in the vlog the other day. That was crazy.
That has never made any sense to me.
To me, I still morally and wholeheartely believe that if every piece of gum that I ever swallow will stick to the side of a stomach wall and never leave my body.
I actually, there's this very specific grade school teacher that I can credit my not fear of swallowing gum.
Yeah.
This girl was making a big deal about like she swallowed gum or whatever, and like she was like, no, my mom told me this, and I remember him just being like, you need to calm down. It will pass. And this dude, I am not kidding, to make her chill, chewed a piece of gum, but he wrapped it in a coin first. And he goes, I'll let you know when it comes out. Swallowed. I was like, hard.
So he wrapped the coin in gum?
Swallowed.
That makes me literally almost gag just thinking about
like,
it.
Him shitting out a dime later on? The dude was committed to the gag there.
Okay, the ice cream truck was the music truck so that we run to watch it but not ask for money to buy ice cream.
So that's abuse. That's abuse.
That's abuse.
That's what I said when Lauren said these earlier.
CPS. Call CPS. That's abuse.
No, that's Department of Children and Family Services. Yeah, call them.
And then obviously I had so many of like, it's illegal to have the car light on at night when driving.
Yeah.
And only at night. That was like the crazy part is that like, it's not actually about the car light. It's about the inability to apparently see because.
It'd be one thing if like your parents like never put down a joint and like didn't want people seeing into the vehicle at night. That would make sense.
They're hiding something.
Like, oh, your parents are like international drug traffickers. They got a lot of product in the bill. Like, but like that's assuming that's not the case. Chill out, Dad.
Okay, my mom said if I slept with socks on, my feet wouldn't grow.
What was she trying to avoid?
I don't know.
Like, what was it that she goes, well, we just got to make sure she's not a sock sleeper.
Right. I mean, it does get expensive, I feel like, when your kid hits puberty and they go through a ton of shoes, like in that like 4-year period where you go through, where you have a growth spurt,
What's funny,
maybe?
as a guy, because they grow so fast.
Yeah.
You start buying so far, like such big shoes, but
Just to
eventually,
grow into them?
like I'll remember the year that I had way too big of shoes and I just never grew into them. I go, I think I have to go back now.
Right now I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Like I think at one point in time I had a size 13 shoe.
Oh my God.
I don't have a size 13 shoe.
No. 11 and a half.
Yeah.
My mom told me that Hawaii had 4-foot-long cockroaches that were treated like dogs and walked on leashes. My mom told me a cow lick in my hairs because a cow licked me. She's like, I believed it until middle school.
See, like,
okay, that one
That's funny.
That's right up my alley.
That's funny.
That's right up my alley.
That's
like,
harmless.
I got licked as a child by a cow.
that's how you wait until the kid comes home and goes, Mom,
Yeah.
everyone made fun of me. And you go, got him.
This one's good. My mom kind of does this to my dad. Told me that every single kind of meat was chicken.
What?
Like, my dad has trouble identifying the meat that he's eating. And listen, Greg will eat literally anything that Gail cooks and puts on a plate in front of him, like the incredible husband that he is. He eats anything, but he has trouble identifying sometimes whether he's eating fish or chicken.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that might be we should look into that.
Throw him like a beef tenderloin too, something that's like really tender on the beef side, and he gets confused again too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that issue.
It's illegal to drive without shoes on. I still actually believe this. So I wanted to get a fact check on this.
I think you can drive without shoes.
No, it is illegal in California. You cannot drive barefoot.
That's what I thought too.
But like, sandals are okay, right?
Yeah, I think it's just barefoot, like having zero footwear.
Honestly, I'm going to start driving barefoot.
You do sometimes drive barefoot.
Like,
It's illegal to drive barefoot in California and all other U.S. states.
No fucking way. Yeah, someone told me that once, and I that one really pocketed in my mind as being true.
I would assume that's because like they want you to have shoes on if something happens to the car. Because I can't imagine it matters whether you're barefoot or not when you're driving.
Lauren, do you ever drive barefoot?
I have before, and I feel nervous the entire time.
Do you feel nervous because it's illegal or because it's difficult to drive?
I feel like because I have a really small foot, it makes it a little bit harder.
Okay, I'm aligned. I think it's so hard to drive.
Yeah,
barefoot.
shout out wikifeets.com/LaurDIY.
5 stars, baby. Let's go.
Babe, that's a great way to get your score diminished.
Rate, comment, and like, and subscribe.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that one doesn't, I don't know why that's stupid.
Right, because like Jeremy's big toe is the same size of like as my foot.
We just went over, I have very normal sized feet.
No, they are normal, proportional. But like I feel like because my foot is just so small, the surface area is just less.
I'm such little dainty, perfect
A little tiny feet, I could just blow away like a little tiny piece of dust.
I mean, I think we should probably have some shoes in the car.
Yeah. This one
It should be illegal to get out of the car without shoes on. That's gross.
Yeah.
In fact, at any point in time, you're in public and I don't see something on your sole.
I just watched the most unhinged fucking TikTok.
No, yeah, fuck what I was saying.
Of this,
Go ahead.
I promise it's worth it. Of this
Do we get
bear.
a counter for every time Lauren just goes 90 degrees on a topic?
Well, sometimes you're insulting me, so it's like I just keep going. You know.
Was I insulting you?
I don't know. Could have been. That's why I'm going 90 degrees.
Play the tape back. Wasn't.
There was this TikTok family who lives their life barefoot. And like, I know that there are benefits to your posture and all that shit and like alignment, whatever, walking barefoot for your entire life.
I can't wait for the story.
Listen, and I also understand that like if you walk on all fours, there's benefits to that too, building strength in your shoulders. Don't give a fuck.
A lot of prefacing. Do you have like a lot of like barefoot people in your life that you don't want to offend?
I don't know. I don't want to offend the fucking barefoot community. So anyways, this TikTok family, they
Barefoot
go
Contessa.
around and they take all their shoes and they chop the bottom soles off.
Okay.
Because a lot of like establishments say like no shoes, no service, no shirt, no shoes, no service, whatever. So to go into places with their grimy ass little dogs, not the fuzzy kind. Well, maybe they are fuzzy. But they cut the soles off of their shoes so it looks like they're wearing Vans, sneakers, whatever, and are just raw dogging, flat foot to the earth, going into stores, walking around Walmart, in the pharmacies, at the grocery store.
Okay.
That's unhinged.
I'm glad that we took this detour. This is good.
I'm so glad. Okay, back to the family white lies. Getting warm from uncooked ramen noodle packs. I still believe that. Someone told me that in middle school because we used to take Mr. Noodles and eat them raw, dump the sauce packet in, bust it all up, shake it so that the sauce packet like covered the raw noodles. And I was like, my warm day's coming at some point.
Again, never had instant ramen in my life. Not going to start now.
What?
Not the first time I've said this in this podcast. Never.
I must have just omitted it because I refuse to accept that.
But like at this point, I'm like, in case anyone wants to try and tell me that I'm a weeb, if I just say that, instant conversation ender.
That's crazy weird.
They didn't like sell it at your middle school or anything?
If they did, wasn't interested.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man, Mr. Noodles were hot commodity.
And by the way, like I don't think that I'm correct. I'm just too far in at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I already have a hobby.
That my first fish died giving birth to my new fish. They just couldn't come up with a lookalike fish for the first fish that died, so they came up with this. A lot of really fucked up white lies.
No. I think it's okay to lie to your kids about things that will hopefully prevent them from being sad, but you have to then commit to that lie for the rest of time.
Yeah. A lot of people who were like, I ended up with 3 different bunnies who were all supposed to be the same bunny type of thing.
Like you just have to be a better liar. You can't let your kid find out.
Yeah,
Because
or,
then what else are you lying about?
Totally. What else?
Like what is my name, Dad?
Right. Going outside with wet hair will make me sick.
Everyone's grandma got that newsletter.
My dad's mom, that grandma, was
Again,
die
everyone's
hard
grandma.
on that one.
Everyone's
die
grandma.
hard.
You'll catch your death of cold. Get inside.
Get inside. Convinced me that soda was alcoholic, so they didn't have to buy it for us for nearly 10 years.
Okay, whoever believed that for 10 years,
Kind of genius.
whoever believed that for 10 years
Kind of genius.
is the problem. See, kids don't ask enough questions.
Kind of genius.
No, they're asking questions and they're getting lied to.
And they're getting lied to. Yeah,
But like-
they were like, why can't we have this? And
But
like,
then
oh,
you
there's
go to
alcohol in
school
it.
and ask anybody else,
That's
and then you
true.
hate your parents for lying to you. Don't lie to your kids.
Don't lie to your kids.
or just lie better.
This one's,
Don't suck at lying.
my mom used to say she's allergic to weed and that we inherited the allergy from her.
Yeah, we got you tested. You're all allergic. Yeah. The moment you guys touch it, bad things. By the way, that's funny.
That's funny. If sperm got anywhere in your body, it would swim into your coochie and get you pregnant.
I honestly, I think everyone in my family before me would probably agree with that.
That's a birth control 101 right there.
Yeah.
that you can't shower during thunderstorms. For some reason, this one feels
No.
familiar to me too.
I'm pretty sure you can get
Electrocuted?
if your like house is improperly grounded and you're running water in the shower.
Coming out of a
and-
metal faucet.
Well, like I think everything would have to go wrong.
Right.
I think like the electrician that like pre-wired your house has to suck.
Totally.
It has to be bad weather
This
right where you
one, this
are.
one felt right for me too, though.
I wouldn't to this day if it was like really storming outside. I wouldn't take a lengthy shower.
Right.
But
It says it's not safe to shower during a thunderstorm. If lightning strikes a building, it may travel through water pipes
See?
and increase
No
the risk of electrocution. Water is a
fucking
great
way.
conductor of
I
electricity.
do want to point out that today I spent at least 45 minutes grounding some of the runs that go in and outside of our house to make sure that this wouldn't happen. I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
For all of the thunderstorms that we have here.
Yeah, for all those thunderstorms, yeah.
I know. That I couldn't be buried in a Catholic cemetery with tattoos.
That's hilarious. But by the way, again, once I'm dead, not my problem.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
I only ate butter noodles, and my mom said the noodles are slippery and will wrap around my heart and stop my heart from beating.
What's wrong with people? What's wrong with people? Can we end on a happy
Like,
one?
this went too far because she
Yes.
probably just wanted her kid to, like, eat a vegetable.
Yeah.
But, like, this is too far.
But also, like, at any point in time, you're telling them that it's gonna like crawl up their ass, wrap around their heart, and like,
And squeeze it to death.
yeah, like kids have enough to worry about.
That's crazy.
Because also, like, that story in middle school gets that person named like Noodle Face for like 16 years.
Right. Or, like, noodle butt.
Yeah.
If you had caffeine before age 13, you would die. They were like, I was a very hyper child, though, so I kind of get it.
Yeah. I mean,
But also, I think there are a ton of studies that proves caffeine in like children who are still developing, it can be like seriously detrimental.
yeah, like I think at a lot like high dosages.
No, but I think like literally a dose like an Alani Nu or like a Prime Energy drink, like 200 milligrams.
Not but 100 years ago, they were giving whiskey to colicky children. Whatever. Not that I think it's a good idea, by the way.
Love this one. My parents told me that Pop-Tarts were only sold in Florida. We live in New York.
See, some of these are just funny.
I wasn't allowed to eat Pop-Tarts either. This one, my mom probably wishes she thought of this one.
But like, do you think that sort of we need to like coordinate our lives before the kid gets to age 3 or 4?
Yes, 100%.
Or do, like, if I say, okay, what's the code word? So like if I'm like on the way to school and the kid's like, oh, Dad, why can't I have a Lamborghini like everybody else in school? And I go, well, because you can't have a Lamborghini
we
with
probably
last
just
name
need
Lewis.
to have like a shared note.
Yeah, and I just like at you to
Yeah.
that. And then we'd have it just grows.
It just grows as they get older.
Yeah.
And then maybe when they turn 18, they can have the note.
We can hand them like
Yeah.
the CRM of all of the lies we've told them.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of had that thing too, except for no one gave me the answers. Yeah.
Woof. BetterHelp.com/W29. They told me that green beans were green French fries. Again, that's like a harmless, like, I just want my kid to eat a vegetable.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is my personal favorite. I thought Jackie Chan was my uncle. My parents never told me otherwise.
I'm gonna hope that he's at least Asian.
Hopefully.
Or she.
But also,
Honestly,
mixed families.
actually, even funnier.
Even funnier if it's
yeah,
not.
yeah. If someone's like, no. Like my mom told me I am related to Jackie Chan.
Anyways, on that note,
We're headed to Canada.
I can't wait to eat a twice baked potato.
I can't wait to.
Literally in my head, I just ran through all of the things in my mind I want to eat.
Latvia, it's been great hanging out with you this week. If you haven't liked, dropped a review, said hi, DM, something,
5 stars on WikiFeet.
do it. Find us. Yeah, only speak to us through Lawrence Wiki feed.
WikiFeet.
Wiki feed.
WikiFeed.
And with that, see you next week.
Goodbye. Bye.